Hey Marvel fans, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Name and this is the Nerdy Lair. And in this video, I want to talk about what I think the future of the MCU will look like, and I mainly want to focus on Phase 4 and Phase 5 and what they'll mean for the MCU going forward. Now starting off, I want to focus on Phase 4 because I've been reading a lot of things that Kevin Feige has said and people around Kevin Feige have said and just interviews with Kevin Feige. And I think that Phase 4 is pretty much set. Now, do I think there will be changes to Phase 4? Obviously. Like, I remember when Serpent Society was teased out to us for Phase 3, and we never got that film. So I don't think anything for the MCU is ironclad, especially when you're talking about 3 years down the line. But I really only think there'll be slight changes, and the only big project I think that's not announced is like a Avengers 5 Battle World situation. Now, there have been a lot of reports about Secret Wars, and they dropped the word incursion like 50 million times in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So obviously that's something they're gearing towards and eventually going to do. And there were a lot of reports about a secret film in like 2024. And obviously with the multiverse and variants that they're focusing on, it's clearly heading to Secret Wars, in my opinion, especially after Multiverse of Madness. But I think we're going to get it a much different way than we got the Infinity Saga. What I mean by that is not everything's going to be connected. Obviously, we've seen Phase 4 so far. Not everything has been connected. Not everything has been the normal MCU flavor. There have been some things like Loki, No Way Home, a little bit Multiverse of Madness, but even that film, it's a lot of Sam Raimi. It's very unique. It's a lot of horror, a lot of grotesque stuff, a lot of crazy death scenes, like not your normal Marvel flavor. And in my opinion, I think Kevin Feige himself and just probably the creatives around Kevin Feige want more freedom to do more unique, more special content. And I don't know this for sure, but I think that Kevin Feige has a fear of getting stale and just redoing the same old Marvel formula that they did for the Infinity Saga. And I think they're just trying to take their time, and the Phase 4 is going to build up and we're going to get like a battle war situation. Because if you think about it, all you need is Kang to grab a bunch of heroes, grab a bunch of villains, bring them to Battle World, and now boom, you have something that's like the original Secret Wars. And I definitely think we're going to get content that like leads up to Secret Wars and leads up to this like eventual Kang like multiversal war that a lot of us think we're going to be getting in the MCU. But if you look at it and you look at what Kevin Feige and Marvel have been saying, they want to be making like 4 movies and like 4 to 5 shows a year. And like that would be like 10 MCU projects like every year. And like that would be just insane. That'd be like 40 projects in all of Phase 4. So I think the shows and even some of the movies are going to be filler, are going to be more artistic, more creative, more filmmaking oriented, less than like the nerdy comic book normal MCU formula that we're used to getting. Now, I like that idea, but I love everything be connected and stuff like that. Do I love connected universes? Of course. It's the reason I'm such a big MCU fan. I also like having nice little stories about characters that usually don't get shine, like a Moon Knight. Now, would I have done the Moon Knight show differently? Yes, but I think that's evidence of Kevin Feige wanting creatives to have more freedom and for the MCU to have more range and more depth than just a normal MCU formula. And when I'm talking about Phase 4 specifically, I think it was heavily impacted by the pandemic, but also I just think that Marvel wanted to calm down after Endgame and just really build out and flesh out the next phase and future of the MCU. So I think Phase 4 is going to basically work as a bridge to like this next crazy MCU saga that's probably going to be something like a Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, where you have like a time runs out, new Avengers/Avengers, and eventually like a Secret Wars. Now, I still think we're going to be getting an Avengers 5 Battle World situation in like 2024, 2025. But I think that movie will be more focused around like the Phase 4 characters, like the Fantastic Four, like a Jane Foster Thor, like R Thor, like maybe a variant Robert Downey Jr., maybe like a variant Cap or something like that. And like a bunch of crazy cameos that we thought we were going to be getting in Multiverse of Madness, like a Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, or like a Chris Evans Human Torch, or like a Ian Griffin Mr. Fantastic, a bunch of cool things like that. But after that, I think we'll be building to something like a Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. And this mainly comes from recently, Kevin Feige announced that they're going to be doing a Marvel retreat to plan the next 10 years of MCU movies. And they've done this in the past. Now, they don't make an ironclad, like, this is the solid plan and we're going to stick exactly to it. They just make a general overall theme and the beats they want to hit and the movies they want to make and things like that. And the movies they have to make. and what has to be in those films. So when I hear that they're doing 10 years and you have this unannounced Avengers 5 project that's probably coming in 2025, I think that after we get that Avengers 5 film, it's going to be like a battle world situation with like a lot of the characters that we already know. After that, we're going to build on that from that foundation to the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars, which that's going to focus mainly on like a Reed Richards and a God King Doom. Now, I don't think they're going to be taken directly from the Jonathan Hickman run. Like, it's not going to be a one-for-one. The MCU never has done that, and they never will. But when you drop something like Incursions, that was so essential to the Secret Wars storyline that Jonathan Hickman made and was created by him for that storyline, I just think it sets up the foundation to, in the future, at some point, do a Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars. And just in general, I'm very excited. I've been talking about this for a very long time, like almost 3 years now. And I'm just really excited it's happening. I can't wait. And I think there are big things in the future of Marvel, big projects, and I just can't wait. And I'm glad we have our North Star, our Infinity Saga. We know what we're heading towards. And I'm very, very excited for the future of the MCU. If you agree or disagree, leave your opinions down below. Peace out.